Good evening, everyone. Let's have a quick revision of CAIIB, ABM, business mathematics formulas and small tricks which we have to use during the exam. Okay. So already you are aware about the first chapter, first topic, which is time value of money. So in value of money chapter, you have to remember the future value formula. Okay, future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r to the power n, right? And I have explained that future value, if we have to remember how they are going to ask the questions related to future value. So in any question, wherever they say the word after, at the end, hence, so these all words talks about the future, right? So in any question, if they use these words, find the amount after 5 years, find the amount at the end of 5 years, hence 5 years, so we can easily identify that they are asking future value question. Okay, so you can remember these words, jargons, okay, and terms, and you can easily identify. Second thing, we have talked about present value. So present value is equal to future value divided by 1 plus r to the power n. Present value, how we can identify from the question, like in any question where they say find the amount in the beginning, right now, before, ago, right? So we can easily identify that they are asking regarding the present value. Like they say find the amount in the beginning of 5 years, before 5 years, ago 5 years. So we can easily identify that they are talking about present value. Okay. Third thing, we have to talk about annuity. So in any question, wherever the series of payment will be there, continuous payment will be there, right? Like every year I am paying fixed amount, every year I am making the payment, right? And amount should be fixed for a fixed period of time. So in any question wherever the series or continuous payment is there, you can easily identify that that is an annuity question, right? So future value of ordinary annuity, formula you will be aware of, C into whole bracket 1 plus r to the power n minus 1 divided by r. So same way you can identify the continuous payment will be identified with the words every year, every month, annual payment, each year payment. So these all terms identified by the continuous payment or series of payment. Okay, so that we can denote here by C. Similar way, and future value, present value identification terms will be same only after and in the beginning. Okay, similar way, present value ordinary annuity formula we have C into 1 plus r to the power n minus 1 divided by r into 1 plus r to the power n, right? So this we can use it. So these all are about ordinary annuity and how we can identify which is ordinary annuity, which is annuity due. That in any question, if they have not said anything regarding the series of payment, when we are making the series of payment, whether series of payment we are doing in the beginning of the year or ending of the year, whether series of payment we are doing in the beginning of the month or ending of the month. If we are making series of payment in the ending of the year or ending of the month, we say ordinary annuity. If we are making in the beginning of the year or beginning of the month, we say annuity due. The difference in formula between the ordinary annuity and annuity due is just in annuity due formula, in same ordinary annuity formula, in ending will multiply with 1 plus r, it will become annuity due formula. Then we talk about EMI or EAI, monthly installments or annual installments. For any question I told that unless they say monthly, don't convert rate into months. Take for example, suppose they say that compounding monthly. So compounding monthly means rate should be divided by 12, time should be multiplied by 12. Half yearly means rate should be divided by 2, time should be multiplied by 2. Quarterly means rate should be divided by 4, time should be multiplied by 4. So this we have to remember. So EMI or EI formula, P into R into 1 plus R to the power n whole divided by 1 plus R to the power n minus 1. So this is your EMI or EI formula. Unless they say in question monthly installments or EMI, don't convert rate into months or time into months. Okay. Then we have one more formula called as effective rate of interest. Effective rate of interest, sometimes they ask for 1 mark. So you can use formula 1 plus r to the power n minus 1. Okay, this is the formula for effective rate of interest. Similar way, how they ask half yearly, quarterly, monthly, you can use in the formula. Rate should be divided by 2 or multiplied by 2. Quarterly rate should be divided by 4, multiplied by 4. So you can use it accordingly. Okay. Second thing, we talk about bond. So here in bond, you'll be knowing that we can either use the table to calculate the bond value, or we can use the formula as well, right? So normally bond value, price of the bond, present value of the bond, all are same term, same things. So don't get confused in exam. Okay, so you can either use the table, you can multiply all the coupon amount into discount factor, and you can sum it. You will get total present value or present value or bond value. Or you can use formula also, like summation of C by 1 plus r to the power n plus face value divided by 1 plus r to the power n. So remember that in maturity period you have to add back face value. Okay, and already I have explained face value. Face value is the term which the company agreed to pay to the investor. Face value is the amount which the company agreed to pay to the investor at the time of maturity. Coupon amount, the benefit which the investor is getting. R is the discount rate, and N is the maturity period. Okay. Then you have current yield. Current yield means right now how much earnings the bond is generating. So coupon amount divided by market price into 100. Remember that either market price will be given in the question. If they have not given market price, you have to calculate bond value and you have to use as market price. YTM, yield to maturity, how much earnings the bond is generating till the maturity period. So YTM, either you can use formula or trial and error method as well. Okay. So YTM formula is coupon amount plus, you can open bracket, face value minus market price divided by N whole divided by face value plus market price divided by 2 into 100. So here coupon amount and face value and market price will be given. YTM is basically your R. YTM is basically your discount rate. They will ask at what discount rate the market value becomes this, or market price is 950 or 980, like that. Okay. Rate of return also one formula we are having, that is coupon amount plus change in price divided by investment into 100. We can use it. Similar way, we have a duration formula. Duration means how much time it's taking to bond to fluctuate, if when there will be fluctuation in the bond price. So that is summation of present value into time divided by summation of present value. So basically present value will multiply with time, and then total present value will get the duration. Then we have modified duration. So modified duration, we know that okay, if there is 1% change in the rate of interest, how much changes will happen in the bond price. So modified duration also we can use duration divided by 1 plus YTM. Okay, and same just now I have told you that how we can find out total present value, right? Future value we multiply with discount factor rate, we get total present value. So from total present value, if you minus investment, you get net present value. Okay, so these are the small tricks or formulas which you have to remember. Then next we'll talk about correlation. So you all know that okay, correlation means finding the relationship between two variables, right? So one will be X, second one will be Y. So we have different methods, different formulas to find out correlation. So whenever they are asking about correlation, they will clearly say find the correlation, find the relationship between two variables, find coefficient of correlation, find Carl Pearson correlation. All these words are having same meaning, same correlation they are asking. Okay, so either you can use the formula R, correlation we denote with R. So either you can use the formula R is equal to summation of dx into dy divided by square root of sigma dx square into sigma dy square. Okay, dx means deviation from x bar, dy means deviation from y bar. So dx we can calculate x minus x bar, dy we can calculate y minus y bar. X bar and y bar are the mean of x and y variables. Okay. Similar way, depend on the question, also we can use correlation formula as covariance of x y divided by sigma x into sigma y. Here sigma is called as standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation is called as square root of variance. Okay, covariance tells us the variance between the x and y variable, how much variation is there between x and y variable. So covariance formula we can use it, sigma dx dy divided by n. Also we have coefficient of determination, that formula is r square. So these are the different formulas we are going to use in correlation. Then next we have regression. So regression helps us to identify unknown variable values from the known values. Like just now I talked about two variables x and y. Okay, so here in regression you have to remember that either it will be x on y or y on x. Either x value has given, y you are calculating, either y value has given, x you are calculating, right? So x minus x bar is equal to bxy into y minus y bar. This is the equation formula for x on y. Similar way for y on x, you can use it, y minus y bar is equal to byx into x minus x bar. Okay, bxy and byx are the regression coefficient. Bxy formula is summation of dx into dy divided by summation of dy square. Byx formula is summation of dx dy divided by summation of dx square. Keep in mind that which will be in denominator. If we are finding x on y, obviously dy square will be down. Okay, in bxy formula. If we are finding y on x, so dx square will be down as denominator. You can remember like that. Okay, also with the help of regression coefficient we can find out correlation, that is r is equal to square root of byx into bxy. If you multiply bxy and byx and if you do square root, you will get correlation. Okay, sometimes what happen, sometimes they give the question where mean and standard deviation will be given, dx and dy you will not be able to find out. So in such cases you can use formula for bxy, you can use r into sigma x by sigma y. For byx you can use r into sigma y by sigma x. Okay, so we'll be using r and sigma x and sigma y if in any question they have given mean, standard deviation r, and then they are asking find the regression equation. Okay, then we have time series. So in time series basically we are having three methods. So first one we call as trend value method or least square method. So there we use only one regression equation always, that is y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, y is equal to a plus bx. Why we use? Because any variable they give, either they say demand for a particular year or production for this year, so demand production will always be your y. Okay, so y is equal to a plus bx. A and b are the constant numbers and y and x are the variables, you know. So a we can find out by using the formula sigma y by n. B we can find out by using the formula summation of xy by summation of x square. Then here question comes how we are going to choose x value. Okay, so if n is odd, number of years are odd, okay, or n is odd, the mid-year x value will always be 0 and difference of 1 will be there between each year when we are taking the x value. Okay, 0 if we'll go back, -1 -2 -3, 0 if you go next to coming years, 1 2 3 4 5 6 we can choose. If n is even number, mid-year take same 0, you can go back, so obviously you can put -1 and +1. Difference between -1 and +1 is of 2 digits, right? So between each year you will be taking difference of 2 digits in case of when n is even. Okay, so like suppose 2005 is +1, 2006 will be +3, 2007 will be +5. Okay, and if you put all this value a, b and x, will get the sales, demand, production for a particular year which we want in the question. In moving average method, remember that whatever years they say in the question, like 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, for odd year same we keep on adding 3 years. First year will leave, again next year 3 years will add, again 1 year will leave, next 3 years will add, and we write always in middle. So 3, 5, 7 all odd numbers will follow same thing. In case of even numbers we take average, but to get the accurate year we find centered value as well in the next column. Centered value always will be of 2 years average. Okay. Then cyclical variation, sometimes they ask. So you can just take the variation. What is the variation from 100%? So you can calculate the percentage and just subtract from 100. You will get to know whether there is shortage or there is excess. Then you have a sampling topic, sample chapter. So in sampling already you know that it is a part or proportionate unit of a given population, okay, which should have the same characteristic what the population is having. So basically we calculate standard error here. So we use formula sigma by root n. Sigma by root n formula we use when the population is infinite, when we don't know what is the size of the population, size of the population has not given, then we are going to use sigma by root n formula. Sigma is standard deviation, n is the sample size. When population size has given, like for example I say that in Karnataka there are 20 textile companies. Out of 20 textile companies I am selecting 5. So 20 is your population size, 5 is your sample size, right? So when population size has given, or we can count the population, then we'll be using formula sigma by root n into square root of capital N minus small n divided by capital N minus 1. This is we are going to use when formula is finite. Also sometime we use formula when proportion or percentage has given. Like I say that in a village 100 people are there, out of 140 are literate. So this we can convert into proportion or percentage, right? Out of 140 are literate means 40% literate, 60% illiterate. Or proportion I say 0.4 and 0.6. So if in any question sigma has not given, instead of that P and Q has given. Okay, P proportion of success, Q proportion of failure, or P is equal to 1 minus Q, like 100% for out of 100%, 40% literate. So obviously 100 minus 40 will be remaining 60%, or proportion I am talking means 1 minus 0.4 will be 0.6. So if proportional percentage has given, we'll be using square root of P into Q by N. This formula will be using to calculate standard error. There is these 3 formulas we have to use to calculate standard error. Now what basically we are learning this one, they can ask about standard error. Second thing, they can ask about probability as well. So they will ask probability sometimes, okay, like what should be the percentage of the sample which we have selected is exactly falling in these categories or between these categories. So we have to calculate probability or percentage. Okay, so Z formula, probability formula is x bar minus mu divided by standard error. Okay, x bar, how you can identify x bar and mu? X bar is the sample mean, mu is the population mean. So in whole question, wherever the word mean or average is there, that will be your mu. In whole question, wherever they will ask to find the probability, that will be your x bar. Like they will say, what is the probability if the sample is between 1900 to 2000? Okay, so for whatever value they are asking to find probability, that is your x bar. In whole question, wherever the word mean or average is there, that is mu. Okay, sometimes they'll not give a standard error, sometimes they'll give you a standard deviation. So then slight changes will do in formula, that is x bar minus mu divided by standard deviation. So depend on question, we have to make little changes in our formulas. How they're asking questions, accordingly we have to adjust our formula. So we can find out probability and we can check probability in probability table value. Normally tables are not allowed, so maybe probability table value will be given in the question. Okay, then keep in mind, if your value is more, if your Z value is positive or more, you will subtract from 0.5. If it's less than or negative, you will add in 0.5. Okay, then you have estimate, parameters, intervals, inferences, all are same thing. Okay, so obviously for inferences you will be getting 2 values, one is upper confidence limit or one is lower confidence limit. If x bar is given in the question, you will use the formula for upper confidence limit x bar plus z into standard error, lower x bar minus z into standard error. Z is here the confidence level. Okay, Z is called as confidence level, basically your probability, that how much percent confident you are. So if 90% they have given, the value will be 1.64. 95% they have given, the value will be 1.96. 99% they have given, the value will be 2.58. So this value you remember. Don't expect that these three values will be given in the question paper. If there is no confidence level has given, you have to assume as 95% and solve the question. Okay. If X bar has not given, instead of that P and Q has given or P has given, so then slight changes in the formula. Instead of X bar, we'll use P. So upper confidence limit will be P plus Z into standard error. Lower will be P minus Z into standard error. So these are the basic till sampling. Okay, linear programming, you know that basically they will be asking regarding the equation framing, right? So keep in mind the objective will be either maximization of profit or minimization of cost. So you can easily frame the profit equation or cost equation or objective, either of these two, any one will be objective, either to maximize the profit or minimize the cost. And second thing will be limitations or constants. So certain limitations will be given in the question to frame the limitation equations. And then non-negativity constant, we say x and y always will be greater than 0. Then if we talk about simplex table, how you can identify a pivot column, the column which is having highest negativity or highest value, that will be your pivot column. Okay, the column which is having highest negativity or highest value, that will be your pivot column. Then you can find out minimum key row, either minimum key row value will be given in the question. If they have not given, formula is solution value divided by key column or pivot column element value. Whichever is having minimum, you can compare and check which number is common in pivot column as well as minimum key row column. That number will be called as key element or pivot element. So this is how you can identify in linear programming. Okay, similar way simulation, you can use the simulation form method, Monte Carlo simulation method. How we can use it, that basically two columns will be given. One will be your demand, production, or anything will be given. Second column will be your probability or maybe frequency will be given. Okay, then when you have to solve, random numbers will be given to you. Random numbers are the situations which will be given to you, and those random numbers only you have to check. Okay, so these two columns will always be given in the question when you are solving simulation problems. The one is, I said, demand, probability, demand and probability, or maybe production and probability. Instead of probability, they can give frequency as well. Like I say 0.1, so instead of 0.1 I can say 1 by 10, or 1 has given, down total 10 has given. So anything they can give. Third thing you can have to find out from here is cumulative probability. So first number you write, second number you add, again third number you add, like that you can find out cumulative probability. Then cumulative probability, if it's in decimal, so random numbers will be in whole number, so you multiply with 100 and convert your cumulative probability into whole numbers. Why you are doing that? So that you can frame random number intervals. Okay, so random number intervals you can frame, always start from 0, and from the whole number you subtract always 1. So like suppose your first number is 10 in whole number cumulative probability, so 0, 10 minus 1, 9. Then again 10 will come down, and again from next number you subtract 1. So 10 minus 19, again 20 will come down. So like that you can calculate. So once random number intervals you are getting, then you can check your random number. If your random number is 10, check random number 10 where it will come in random number interval, and for that particular interval what is the demand. So that will be your simulated demand. If your random number is 98, so where 98 will come in the interval, first you check, and for that interval what is the demand or production they have given, that will be your simulated demand or production for random number 98. So like that you can check any random number what they have given. So these are the basic formulas or quick revision of your whole formulas based on the ABM. So I hope you can revise all these things, and if you listen this video, definitely it is going to help the blind candidates also who are struggling to learn the formulas. Okay, so make use of these concepts what I have given you. So keep in mind that the concepts, the basic things will never change, right? What I have given, and according to formula you have to apply to it. Okay, thank you all the best.
If you like our content, do like, share and subscribe.